and Bandit, he's sitting here beside me. He just got a bath, so he's not real happy with his mama right now. But I was just sitting here talking and saying I probably should have let him out after he had a bath and dinner. Look at him. Oh, see, I put both Frugal RV Gal and I do not have YouTube, Instagram, social media dogs. See, I take the camera off of him and he looks at me. He says, Mama, don't stop petting me. Anyway, I was just saying that I probably should have let him out, but it's too late now. He says, I'll be okay, Mama. I really will. Hey, Vicky. Thank you for being on here, sweetheart. And everybody, her nephew, Theo, the cutest little booger, is going to be a year old tomorrow. And only 71 in North Texas. That's crazy, Vicky. Enjoy. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Texan Lulu is on here. Sarah and Tan from the UK. Devon, Jurassic Coast today. Mostly dry, sunny, but a bit nippy. Well, glad that you are on here. And 93 degrees in Phoenix. Richard, I don't know how you do that heat there. And people that stay in quartzite year round, I don't know. I don't think I'd last. Hi Megan, good to see you. She's 60 in Michigan. And Melanie, Melanie, hi, welcome. I hope I say your name right, and thank you for being on here. It's her first time, so everybody give Melanie a shout out. But if Melanie Gork, am I saying that right, in Connecticut? Anyway, I am so happy that you have joined us, and good luck on looking for your rig, Melanie. That's awesomeness. And yeah, I'll start off with that thumbs up dance. About half of you have hit that thumbs up, but it really does help. And there's the Camper Tales, Lauren and Tiff, and the Beehive Buzz. I don't think I've seen you, and if I have and I've forgotten, please consider your source. But welcome, 53 and in Pennsylvania. That is awesomeness. So always so glad to have new people on here. Ramblin' Rome, hey, hey, baby girl. Jersey, 78 and hot. Oh my goodness. And now 50s and rain all month. I'm not sure which I would prefer. Sue's at large. Hey Suzanne, how are you doing? Still chilly in Denver, but y'all at least thawed out from the snow, didn't you? I hope. And let's see, and I want to go back. The Beehive Buzz, if I know you by a different name, please let me know. Hi Doreen and Steve, good to see you on here. And Studio 1954, The Reflections. Did we see y'all at one of our recent campgrounds? No, because you're saying hi from Ontario, Canada. So no. But welcome, dropping in to show some love, and that always means the world to me. So there's at least 3 new people that I know of. So thank you. And okay, Mel Dark Deer. Now I get it. Melanie, thank you for being on the FNL.
Yeah, she's commented on mine
yeah.
too,
Oh,
so
good.
to know it's Mel and Melanie.
Yes. Now we know. And thank you for your comments. And Bev is here, still in Florida.
Go outside.
And he's like, yes, can somebody please take me his collar? I didn't get his collar on him after his bath. It's underneath that plastic bag there on the corner of the bed, Jana. Thank you so much. She's going to let Bandito out. And so Bev, Nana Adventures, no, you go with Mama Jana.
Come here.
He's like, Mama, 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 she's trying to take me away. Stop it.
Come here.
Stop it.
Come
Hang on, guys. I got to do some babysitting. He's like, Mama, Mama, somebody else is putting my collar on me. This ain't right. There you go.
Oh, boy.
Now, go that way. He's like, okay, I'll take you up on that. He ran to the door. Anyway, Bev and Doreen, I've got y'all stuff ready to mail to you. I haven't done it. We've been in travel mode or It's just been crazy. James Connell, is it Connell or Connell? I don't know how you would let me know. Headed to find other nomads in northern Arizona in 2 weeks. And I saw a comment from you somewhere, I got to remember where. Got to start a new lifestyle with like-minded folks. That is awesomeness. I'm so glad to hear that. He's already done?
He said, I just had to
Come on up, out the way. Oh, goodness. He says, thank you. I really needed that. I needed that. That's so awesomeness. Did you tell Mom and Janet, say, show your pearly whites? Oh, good.
Smile at the camera.
Smile. Smile again.
You're so talented.
Oh, God. Hey. My dog, I tell you. You're okay. See, you get yourself in a dither, and then you can't breathe. He can't get out of a dither. He just can't get out of it. Bandit smiles. That's it. He does. And it looks, he reminds me of an eel in the ocean. They always look, I know, Bubby, but you can't see. I know. See, he's not mean anymore. He used to be. Right now he's just grumbly because he wants over here where the food is, and I'm not letting him. Stop it. Linda, not currently in Texas. No, you are not. The beehive buzz, so cute. He is cute. He does get into little toot though. Wow, that I know. My 8-hour travel day did us in. We're still recuperating. I don't know if you can tell or not. If you know me very well, you probably can. Yeah. She says we'd be over halfway along the UK at that. Yeah, that wouldn't even get you very far in Texas. Honestly, I don't know. 8 hours from El Paso to once you hit Texarkana? No, on the East Coast.
Oh, East Coast. I thought you just said from from El Paso.
No, how far would 8 hours from El Paso get you? Not very far into Texas. No, not even to central Texas. You wouldn't even make it halfway across Texas. So yeah, it's the United States is hard to wrap your mind around, and unless you're from here. And we keep thinking that New Mexico is a small state, but oh my God, we have not been able to traverse it this time without these long hours because of the weather. Let me back up and see what I have missed out on. Hold on, you guys. And I'm just so happy that, what are you showing me?
It would take you 12 hours to drive across Texas.
Can I show them?
Yeah.
12 hours? No, it takes me longer than that.
Oh, that's Google time.
Yeah, Google time. It's 812 miles from El Paso, which is a major city on the west coast of Texas. Does Texas have a west coast? On the west border of Texas. And Texarkana is on the east border of Texas, and it takes it's 812 miles, and Google says that is a 12-hour drive. It's more like a 20-hour drive for me.
Well, yeah,
especially in our RVs, but yeah, craziness. There's no way. I can't even get from Dallas to Austin in 3 hours.
Well, that's nonstop. That is just driving.
There's no way.
Same speed limit all the way.
Yeah, because from Dallas to Austin, where I used to live, that was a minimum 3-hour drive, and that was with me going 70 miles speed limit all the way on a highway. So, yeah, no way. Sue is in Sandy, Utah, 57 there. Oh, that sounds perfect. Ramblin' Rome says she's at the beach in Florida, and it's beautiful. That is awesomeness. Oh, Doreen, it's 42 and breezy there. I tell you what, and I just saw today where our friends Gio and Allie, Lost Souls Travel, posted, they left Quartzsite, and they're at their new home. They're getting off the road, and they bought a home, and they're at their new home, and they just got covered in snow. I mean, covered. It's like, you might not have appreciated it, but I left them a comment on Instagram that said, I don't think you're in Quartzsite anymore, Toto. Hi, Robin, 83 in New Orleans. Carmen P. Carmen, if I think you have been on here before, but if I'm mistaken, I apologize, but welcome. Glad that you are here. Central Illinois is 56. Awesomeness. Hello from Southern Arizona. Hello, Wanda. I bet you're pretty warm there. Bonnie is here. And, oh, yay for the sisterhood. I know a lot. I thank you for that. But I know a lot of kind, wonderful guys too. Richard Albert is on here, and he's one. And I just. But thank you. That's very kind. And Gatsby says, "Woof." That's funny, Kathy. Let's see. Catching up. I love this virtual get together every Friday too. What you got, buddy? It's not down here. I put it. He wants a. No. Yes.
Bando.
There it is. He says, "Oh, I thought it was down here." What is that called? His hedgehog. And
Bonked him in the head.
let's see. Catching up. Yeah, Linda is in Virginia. I knew you weren't in Texas anymore. He's wanting to play fetch now, so Jana picked up the toy, so she's on fetch duty.
Good boy. Oh, 2 points.
She threw it in the trash.
I got it.
She's playing fetch and she threw it in the trash. Bandit's like, how am I supposed to get that? Oh my gosh.
2 points.
Yes, Vicky, it is a brutal long drive and you are right in the middle. That is correct. Oh, good, Linda. We'll have to check out. Please remind us what Lorelei's new video channel name is. We'll have to check that out. Oh, sorry about my hand in the way. All right, let's see. Oh, Lisa's on here? I miss Lisa.
Yes.
Oh, I missed it.
She's eating dinner.
Oh, wonder if there you are. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. I saw your comment about your AC in Florida and everything. Can't remember where I saw it, but maybe it was a text. I don't remember, but I'll get back to you. But yeah, I miss you. Oh, there was somebody that I think was new, and I passed over it. If I've missed anybody that is... Hi, Norman in San Diego. If I have missed anybody on here that is new, please let me know. I see that we have Touristique, am I saying that right? Du Canada. Awesomeness. Glad to see you on here. Wanda Hutchins, she says Southern Arizona is in the 90s right now. I bet that's right. Light snow. Hey, Judith, good to see you. Judith, yes, you texted. No, I can't remember. Oh,
She's back home.
I think she's back home. Yeah.
She said, "Ow."
Jenna's trying to look at her camera and play fetch, and Bandit didn't bite her, but he went after his toy and kind of nipped her.
'Cause I'm not watching what I'm doing.
I know. It's cold. It's staying colder longer this year. But Robin, of course, says she wishes it was colder in New Orleans. Sarah says it's 15 hours and 48 minutes from Land's End to John O'Groats. And since I'm not familiar with UK territory, so see, you're not so small. When you start looking at it like that, I would think that's about the size of the width of Texas, no matter what Google says. FNL is a party. I hope so. I hope everybody feels that way. Hey, Susan Jack, good to see you. All right, am I caught up? Oh, I don't think so. Kootenays, British Columbia. I'll have to look these places up after the live stream. Oh, shoot. I forgot to write down. Can you go to my Facebook page? Somebody asked a question, and I took a picture of it and meant to send that to you and or write it down, and I didn't do either one of those. We've been pretty busy today, and Judith says she's home and worn out. She just got back from visiting her mother in Hawaii and took her grandson with her. TD Hawk, glad you're here. It doesn't matter that what time you got here. Just glad you're here. Okay, Bandit, here you go. This is his gnarly little hedgehog. But he never tears into it. He just loves it so much, but you can see its little hairs are all just, it's kind of nasty. I mean, not dirty, but, you know, he loves chewing, carrying it around with him. James Connell says, I hope you got your roof repaired okay. Was there something wrong with my roof?
I
don't remember.
You backcorded it.
Oh yes, fixing the leaks. I think so. I haven't seen any more. Okay, that's one, but oh gosh, maybe, I bet it was on Instagram. So we need to remember, Sarah and Tan have a question, and we'll answer that, and then the other one was on my Instagram. I'm so sorry, I didn't write these down. Let's see. I know I'm excited about Lorelei's first video. Oh, Surfing Dodo, stay safe. Thank you for letting us know. And TD Hawk is in the Catskills. Awesomeness. And Melanie says she grew up in Texas. She can drive through 5 states in a day when it took forever to drive across Texas. Yeah, one time I was sent to Pittsburgh for a conference.
And they're on tonight too.
Who is it?
The Beehive Buzz.
The Beehive Buzz. Yes, that's who texted me on Instagram. Yes, she just said I might have been the one on Instagram. I'll answer your question in just a moment. That's awesomeness. Let's see. But
I know why she asked.
Oh. Okay, I will ask her that. We're going to have a question for you too, Beehive Buzz.
Yeah.
Talking about getting sent to a conference in Pittsburgh, and gosh, guys, this was forever ago. But we had a day off, and it was like a nine-day training seminar. And we had a day off, and I decided to go for a quote-unquote Sunday drive. Being from Texas, I just drove and drove and drove and drove. And for one, I didn't know about the toll booths up there. At the time, we didn't have those in Texas. And I didn't have money or change with me. And now, of course, they have the passes and all that. But back then, you had to have change or money. And I was just like, I just don't. And so finally, so I was like, I gave them bills and it took forever, and the cars behind were mad. And then some booths said we can't take bills, and even though they had people there. And then I ran out of bills. And anyway, so finally at this one booth, I'm like, how do I get off of this highway where all these toll booths and everything are? And she said, well, where do you need to go? And I told her the little town outside Pittsburgh where my hotel was, and I don't remember now. But she's like, you're 3 states away. And I felt so stupid about the change thing, and then I was 3 states away, and it was before the time when you just look on phones didn't exist, and I didn't have a map of the area, and it was insane. But I was like 3 states away. I've only been driving for a short period of time. It was hilarious. TD Hawk, I love the heart. Thank you. You did a lot of camping, Kathy says, around Monticello or Cello, however you say that. And Bev says she'll be in the Catskills in July. That's awesomeness. Studio 1954, The Reflection, says that she's Susie, that we look alike. I almost want to say I'm so sorry, but I'm sure you're beautiful, but we even have similar glasses. That's too funny.
You'll have to send a picture.
Yeah, you'll have to send me a picture. Contact me through my website, DebraDickinson.com. There's a contact form there, and I'll email you back so you can send me a picture. That'd be funny. And let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So first on my my topic tonight is, she was looking at something else. I always do that to her. She's in the middle of something, and
drive time poll.
Oh, drive time poll. So we were talking about the 8-hour drive that Jana and I just did to get to where we currently are, and I just did a video about why we drove 8 hours, so you can go watch that. I don't recommend it. It's not something we would normally do, but you can go see why we had to and why we did. But I'm curious tonight, for those of y'all that travel, even if you're just in sticks and bricks and you take road trips or you do vacations, or if you're part-time, if you're full-time, first of all, let us know. Are you in sticks and bricks? Are you part-time? Or are you full-time? And what is your preferred maximum drive time? I'm just curious. And if you're watching me and you're on a delay, you might need to hit that refresh button so you catch up with us, but into real time. But yeah, just let me know. I'm gonna get a drink of water here and let me know what your preferred drive time is, because I was just curious about that. And then I'll tell you. Jana says 3 hours. Yeah, I knew that. Mine's like 2. But
Well,
that's
my
not
max.
that's not feasible sometimes. Ice water when you've been running around like crazy is so good.
Well, we did a little hike today.
And we did a little hike. We're going to talk about that in a minute. It's not on the topic, but I want to talk about that in a minute. Okay, Dewdrop In says she's in sticks and bricks and she does 4 hours at a time. And Megan is in sticks and bricks and she does 5-hour max with breaks. The Camper Tales are full-time and they do no more than 4 hours. Pup Camper 58 says she just wants to say hello but can't stay on tonight. Dinner with friends here in Tennessee. Thank you for stopping in, Cheryl. And Cheryl, I know you just went from Arizona to Tennessee, and I know you did longer days than you want to, but if you're still on, share with us what your maximum drive time is. Sarah Lingard says 2 to 3, 6 is max. I get that. Doreen says that when they were in their RV, 3 to 4 hours, and in sticks and bricks, 2 to 3. And yeah, glad that Cheryl made it good. Oh, Beth's birthday is today. Awesomeness. Thank you, Belisa. I missed that totally. Happy birthday, Beth. Living Sensibly Today. I love that name, and thank you for saying hello. I think that's a new name to me. If I know you by a different name, let me know. But she's still part-time in sticks and bricks, and the most she likes to drive is 6 hours plus breaks. The Beehive Buzz, sticks and bricks, top drive, 12 hours. But as we get older, that time is getting shorter. Yeah, I used
30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes. We did a 30-minute change of camps, and we were like, oh, we could get used to that commute. But yeah, I can't do 12 hours. Well, I had to one time, but it was an emergency. But I just can't do it. Bonnie says she's part-time, and she used to could go 14. Now it's more like 3 to 7, and her fave is 3 to 4. And by the way, I just want to tell everybody that might be watching the replay that often the chat comments don't show up. I don't know why. Google, YouTube is in control of that, but sometimes they don't show up for a day or two. So if you can't see the live chat comments on what I'm reading and talking about and referencing, give it some time and come back. They eventually get it loaded, and we haven't been able to figure out anybody that does live streams why it takes them so freaking long to get the live chat comments up. But just keep checking back and they'll be there. Let's see. Judith says 5 is the max. Anything over makes her crazy, and she's not full-time. But you are close. You seem close to it to me, Judith, because you go so much. You are the most traveling part-time person I know. Susan says sticks and bricks in 10 hours. And I know you do a lot of road trips too. Texan Lulu is part-time and getting her new-to-me RV road ready. I'm so glad to hear that, and that you have something and are getting ready to get on the road, and 3 to 4 hours is her max. Yeah, here comes Cheryl. Y'all, she traveled over 1,800 miles in 6 days. And she was so glad to get there that she drove 5 and 6 hour days a couple of times. And it was a little bit longer, and she battled high winds. And yeah, we tracked her, and we were worried about her. And I'm so glad that you got there and are going to have dinner with friends tonight, Cheryl. Thank you for stopping by and letting everybody know you're safe and sound. Oh gosh, Beth says she's 13 to 16 hours, always heading somewhere. Robin came all the way to KOKO Fest, her and her sister, from New Orleans to City of Rock State Park in New Mexico, and they did 9 to 11 hours. Never again. I bet your sister was fit to be tied, and I'm just so grateful that you guys came. It was so awesome to meet you and spend time with you. Let's see. Melanie says, Mel, it says that it's 6 to 8 is comfortable in a car, but 4 would be better for a camper. So are you sticks and bricks part-time or full? I guess not full-time if you're thinking it would be 4 better for a camper. Leticia Diaz, travel drive is max 7 to 8 with breaks 30 minutes for eat, drink, and potty. We hear you on that. Somebody said, what?
No, I think she said sticks and bricks.
Sticks and bricks. Okay, I missed it. Sorry about that.
There she is.
Okay. Gotcha, Melanie. Still shopping for yours. Susan says she just wants to get there. And I get that, but I can't do it. Bye, Cheryl. Love you. And in the sticks and bricks in the hovel for now. That's awesomeness. Okay, so thank y'all. And what's my next topic?
Q&A.
Q&A. We'll come back to the Q&A next, and then Mike.
Update on Mike. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead right now and give you the update on my cousin Mike, and I'll come back and catch up with everybody that's still commenting on the other. But y'all know my cousins, Mike and Cindy from Texas. They're usually here on the FNL. And Mike had quadruple bypass surgery today, and he did just fine. He was in surgery just under 4 hours. They had told Cindy to expect much longer, even 6 to 8 hours maybe, and but he got in and out in 4. And he is, of course, in ICU tonight, but they said he's doing well. His vitals and everything look good. He, of course, is still on a ventilator and knocked out, but he had quadruple bypass today, and it is the first time in decades upon decades that Cindy has been in the house without him, and so it is a little bit difficult for her. And she was wiped out and may not be with us tonight. I told her that I would give the update, and she will watch the replay later, and she will see all of your comments. And she just wanted me to tell everybody that thank you, and she missed you tonight, and that they hope to both join you and be here next Friday. So we sure hope so. And but he's doing great, and he is in great health, and so that's good. Why are you guys? They're fighting to both get up here. Sammy, you want up here, Sammy? What you see? Look! She has a bone with a rope, and the rope was sticking out. It was so cute. So thank y'all for the blessings to Mike. Sue says she is in sticks and bricks, but she's been part-time since her husband passed away, going on 15 years. Used to do 15 hours, but the older she gets, the shorter drive time, usually around 5 hours. And Sue came to KOKO Fest this last year, and KOKO Fest is my annual meetup. And so that was great to meet you. Suzanne says sticks and bricks. Suzanne says sticks and bricks. But you are, I would say, part-time because you've been out on the road. 5 to 6 hours is the max in her minivan. But in January, she hauled all the way from Deming to Quartzsite in one day to meet with friends. Not recommended. The long trip, not the friends. Well, that's good since we're some of the friends.
Who is this?
Suzanne. Sue's at large. Bev says bye. Okay, bye. We'll see you. Used to, oh my God, TD Hawk says used to do 19 straight. I have friends that used to do that and just and not even blink an eye and prefer 4 hours for a nice drive and looking for a camper van. Good luck. And Lorelei's Lake House Adventures will soon be posting their very first video, so you guys keep an eye out for that. Let's see. Melanie, I get it. And I tell you what, it's easier when I was in, I don't know what he's doing. He's acting like it, isn't he?
Do you need to go outside?
Outside? Is that, do you want up here? I think it is OUT.
You want to go out?
Maybe just put him on his lead and let him out for a little bit, if you don't mind. And the reason Jana's doing that for me, not only because she's just the sweetest, but because I'm kind of locked here in the corner between my tripod and the dogs and everything. No, you go to Mama Janet. Go on.
You go outside?
Good boy. I forgot what I was saying. Squirrel. Sorry. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. You can just leave the screen open. He can come and go. That's okay. Yeah. Oh, enjoying the journey. When I got, oh, good, he did. So thank you for doing that. When I got my van, I would take what would normally be a 2 or 3 hour drive, and I would probably take 5 or 6. Good boy. Not because it took that long, but because I would stop at every new place. And not when I first got my van, because the first year I traveled with Bob, and I went wherever Bob Wells went, you know, I mean, so not then. But I mean, after that, after I got out on my own, I started measuring my trips by how many U-turns I did, because I would see something cool and be like, squirrel! And, you know, turn around to go see it, because you can. And it is a total different mindset. And I drove slower. Yeah, new places, squirrel, that's it. I drove slower, and because I wanted to see everything. And in my van, I would see a road that looked interesting. And at the time I had a Garmin, and I could tell whether or not that road connected with where I would eventually meet up in the direction I was going. And if it did, I would just do a U-turn. I called them U-E's. My trips were measured by how many U-E's I did. You can come up here if you want to, here? Sam. Come on. Up. You can do it. Good girl. Sammy says, I'm going to join y'all up here, okay?
Hi, baby.
Yeah. And I would just take whatever road I wanted to. I can't do that in my RV now, and I miss it so much. Everything is a trade-off. We talk about that all the time, but I do. I miss being able to just enjoy the journey like that. And so now, I still, though, and Jenna's really good too. If we see something like a museum or a restaurant or anything along the way that we want to, we rarely are in the mindset we got to get there, unless there's an ice storm or we've already been on the road too long or something like that. So we definitely enjoy the journey. And again, thank you all for the well wishes and prayers and love to Mike and Cindy. It is so heartwarming to see all of that, and they'd be here if they could. Thank you. I'm scrolling through all of that, and my heart is full. Uber girl Barbara just finished with Rusty's live. Have you seen it? Boondocking with Dennis was commenting as well. No, I was on here. Sorry, didn't see it, and I don't even know who the other person is. Sorry. Susan and I went back to New Orleans but I'm glad you're enjoying it. And next time you're over there, tell them Debra Dickinson and Frugal RV Gal said I. Susan and I went back to New Orleans from KOKO Fest. That's the way to go. A few hours a day. Yes, Robin, it definitely is. John J. Advice on giving up the golden handcuffs of an executive position, the opulence, and do the free life like you started doing some years back. Of course, you may have no choice. I am so sorry, John. I don't understand. Because I do the free life for 9 years now.
Yeah, but he wants to know advice on giving up your
Advice on giving it up.
Your executive position.
Okay, hold on. Thank you for it's my brain, not you, John. If you know consider your source. That's all I'll say. And thank you for clarifying that for me, Jenna. During the Q&A, I've got 3 now. I'll come back and address that. Thank you. Well, we plan everything now too, Camper Tales. We plan our reservations now 6 months out at minimum, sometimes longer if we can. And I shared that on my last video about how taxing that can be and how that can affect shoulder seasons, especially. And there is, again, everything is a trade-off. I know where I'm going to sleep. I don't have to worry about finding a campsite. I don't get to have maybe the exciting adventures that I used to, but I'm also older, and the luxuries that it affords me are totally worth it, doing that planning. And I think even we're talking about doing some more boondocking next year than reservations, and we'll see. That's next year. Who the hell knows right now? But even then, I think I used to plan it out to where I would plan point A to B, and then the next point, and then the next point, and the next point. And I always had then a backup for my backup. And so I pretty much knew where I was going to be. But when it is a first come, first served basis, as is most boondocking, and especially if you're going to try to stay in a boondocking, and I'm sorry about the glare, you guys, we opened the door, and
now they're all done.
Are they? Well, I don't. Maybe just the curtain. 'Cause I don't want you to have to take him off leash. He's got a bone, and that won't go well. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's better. Well, I don't know what the glare is. Sorry, guys. You know what, Jenna, before you sit down, sweetheart, shut that curtain right there too, please. Just the curtain. Yeah, thank you. And if that doesn't, I don't know if that's it or not. Who knows? I just hate that I have to wear glasses to see the comments. Maybe if I, and my sunglasses, and then I'll leave you alone, I promise. But maybe if I put my sunglasses on, they're readers, and there's still a glare. Look at that. There's still a glare right there. See that glare? So that ain't working. And now I can't see. So I got to wear the glasses, and y'all have to put up with the glare. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I'll come back to that. I don't remember what I was saying, squirrel. Oh, the plans. When you're boondocking, and especially if you're going to stay in an improved campground, it's first come, first serve, and you have to have that backup for your backup because it might be gone. Okay. Lorelai said, Frugal, you're so quiet today. Just keep that face.
What? Just over here working.
She's reading comments, monitoring. She says, I'm on duty. And, okay, Judith is asking a question, so I've got 4 questions now to answer.
I can't remember these.
I think I can. Oh, look, there's a chicken. A rubber chicken. We have ducks here, but not chickens. That's so funny. TD Hawk, that's hilarious. Living sensibly today. I can't afford campgrounds. And I get that. Up until last year, I couldn't either. And the only way that I can now is because of the New Mexico State Parks Pass. And the trade-off for me was boondocking. When you're boondocking and it's summertime, you have to go north in elevation. to be cool enough if you're not going to have shore power for AC. And when the price of gas went up, the New Mexico State Parks Pass made it easy gas-wise to go from Arizona in the winter to New Mexico in the summer to do the state parks. And they are affordable enough. Of course, like I said in my a couple of videos, they're changing that. And we don't know how it will be next year. Next year, I may have to go back to boondocking because I can't afford regular campground fees either. This has been the only thing that I've been able to afford to do, and I've gotten really spoiled. I'll be honest with you, but I'm ready to go back to boondocking any time I need to. Absolutely, I loved it, and it saved my life. So I'm. Some people have said, how can you do the noisy campgrounds? I'm going to have a video coming up probably on Monday. We'll see, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. That talks about I'm not a boondocking snob. And I'm going to show you how I make campgrounds work for me with my brain injury and my not being able to handle noise and crowds. Because that was something I wasn't sure I'd be able to do either. And I've got a video coming up on that. So, I'm catching up. Hold on. Susie Swell Vandwell. That is such a cute name. Subscribe from her other channel. Okay. So you have two channels, I take it. That's awesomeness. Okay. Studio 1954. So that is so cool. I do catch who you are now. Thank you. That is so cool. Linda says, there you are. Thank you, everyone, for the thumbs up. And Kathy Decree, dear one, thank you for the reminder. You need to book really in the UK. Yeah, in a small country, and boondocking is challenging. And it's getting more and more so in this country because so many more people are doing it. And they're closing so many more places. And I don't care what you hear from others. I'm here to tell you that it is getting challenging to find boondocking places. And more than ever, you need to make sure that you have that backup plan for your backup plan so that you know where you're going to sleep that night. Let's see. Oh, good, Melanie. Glad that you're getting help that you need. What about the federal Gold Pass? It's cheaper for camping at national parks. Megan, not everybody. I mean, if you can do the Gold Pass or have for the national parks, there's the Golden Access Pass, and there's another one. And yeah, if you can, you're welcome, Living Sensibly. If you can do that, yes, but they're still expensive, even with the Golden Pass, because that only usually affords you the gate waives the gate fee and the daily rate fee. It does not do anything for you, at least in the national parks that I've camped in. Which has been very limited because of the expense and because they're so crowded and noisy, and I can't do that. It doesn't afford you a discount otherwise on camping. Kim I, what a cute little heart. Thank you. Okay, so I jumped ahead on the titles. What was next? The Q&A?
YouTube members.
Or let's go back on the
Q&A.
Yeah, Q&A. Was that what I skipped?
Yes.
Okay. Was there another one update on my... Okay, Q&A. All right, so the first Q&A we're going to do is the one on Instagram from... She's calling it up now.
Is the Beehive Buzz still on?
Beehive Buzz. You want me to read it? She isn't even going to read the comment.
Beehive Buzz still
she
on?
wants to know if y'all are still on the Beehive Buzz. I bet they are. But so they're saying, yep, they're still on. Okay. So their question is, who edits my books? And your question is, what?
Why do you want to know?
and my question to you, Frugal RV Gal, is why do you want to know why they want to know? Are y'all following this?
Yeah.
Why do you want to know who edits my books, Frugal? Why do you want to know why they want to know? Okay, let me just answer. I can clear all of that up right now.
Yeah.
So Jana is wanting to know why you want to know, because she's one of my editors.
Yeah. Have you found
she's
any
like,
mistakes?
am I screwing up?
No, we found one at KOKO.
Oh, Sue Detmer says Golden Age Pass does give you 50% off on National Forest campgrounds. Is that on their primitive or on their ones with hookups, or both, Sue? And thank you for clarifying. And the other thing that I will tell everybody is that anytime that you are going somewhere is to make sure that you do your own vetting, that you look it up. She says both. That you look it up per campground, because I have found, not necessarily for national campgrounds, but that that you just do your own research, because things change so often. And even we've been to a few places now where the campgrounds are closed, and it's like, they used to, for example, a park used to have 5 campgrounds, now they only have 3. And so just be sure that you do your homework before you go somewhere. But Sue, again, thank you for sharing that, and she does those travels, so she would know. So John J has a question for you. John, I'll try to remember. I'm up to 4, and with my brain injury, I can do 3 or track 3 or 4. 5 is hard, but we'll try to come back to that. Okay, so right now we are on editing, and the way I do editing, since I can't read, is, and again, I'm reading comments, and so my people that are new to my channel never can, I get that is, well, like, what do you mean you can't read? You're reading comments. I can read, kind of like my count, I can do 3 to 5 sentences maybe, and that's why when people email me and I get these long emails, or I get these long texts, or I get multiple, I can't track. With my brain injury, it was just something that got broken after my brain surgery. Actually, it worked up, and there was a lag between my brain injury and my brain surgery, and tracking worked up until my brain surgery. So I'm not sure what happened. But to answer the Beehive Buzz, my cousin Cindy, that isn't on here tonight because her husband Mike had the surgery today. She does the first line editing. So as I finish chapters, they go to Cindy, and she is very good with catching. I missed a period, or a comma, or I didn't dot my I, or cross my T, or I did double words, or that. I mean, she catches most of that frontline stuff. And then after her, Jana edits what Cindy has edited. That's hard for me to say. And Jana catches continuity stuff. Like, I'll be writing. I'm sorry. Hold on, guys. Yeah, I need to get a drink. I'm getting dry. Sorry. Anyway, I'll be writing, and I'll say, like, the day before yesterday, and she's like, you can't do that because you were talking about Monday, and that puts it back on Sunday.
That was a nightmare, because she wrote 3 chapters, and this was the first book of KOKO.
The KOKO trilogy?
The KOKO trilogy. So this was like the first 3 chapters. And I was reading, and it was the day before yesterday, so I'm like, okay, that would be Monday, because she referenced the day before, and then in it for 3 chapters, it was so messed up. It was like, you have to rewrite this and don't say a specific day, because everything from that Monday, the day before, the day after, and they were all messed up. And I was like, so I'm counting back days and going back, and 2 days, and the next day so-and-so came over, and then we left 4 days later, and
you're like, you
it
can't
was like,
do that.
This isn't working out.
Yeah. So she broke me of that habit. As an author, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I was like,
I just don't do that anymore. But
That was a
Oh,
long.
that was a long edit and a long rewrite. But in my defense, that is really the only time that I've messed up on continuity like that. Other kinds of continuity that Jana will catch is I did a plumbing repair in the KOKO trilogy. Well, I didn't.
Hope.
I wrote that Hope had a plumbing repair, and I couldn't figure out how to say that. Hope had a plumbing repair in the KOKO trilogy, and I used duct tape. Jenna's like, you can't use duct tape.
No,
it was not duct tape. I'm gonna let her tell it. I don't know.
No,
I just write the books.
She's writing and she's commenting about this plumbing issue, and she said that she installed a C-clamp.
Oh yeah.
You know, a C-clamp is like this, and it holds like two pieces of lumber together or something. And I was like, it's not a C-clamp, it's a hose clamp. So, and I would just write down all these different, one was duct tape, and it was really supposed to be electrical tape. I mean, just stuff like that she...
Again, a kind of a continuity to keep the storyline straight. So I'm very blessed to have both my cousin that does the preliminary and catches so much, and then Jana. Like one time and we have caught what is unfathomable to us is that in doing Audible, because my books are also on audio books on Audible, and iTunes audiobooks. And when we do auditions, and then when we pick somebody, then when they send in their chapter reviews, both of us will listen and go page by page. And I can do that because I'm not actually reading. I'm just comparing what I hear to what I'm seeing on the page, and I can't retain it. I got a little better with it, and I'd hope that was going to help me read again, and it didn't, and that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, we will catch mistakes, or my Audible narrator will say and I'm just throwing out names now that may not be true, but is that supposed to be Charlie, or was that supposed to be Sam saying that? And we'll be like, oh shit, how did we miss that?
Well, and we did that. We've done that on paper, but then listening back to the Audible, it was like, which you did find one.
Yes.
In the KOKO series, there is
a mistake like that.
A wrong.
Yeah, it's like he's not talking. It's the other guy talking,
like,
it's like so we've got Cindy and then Jana. And then when I do the rewrites and everything, Cindy and Jana are kind enough to look at the rewrites again for me. And then I don't know if we will be able to continue to do this because my darling Angelique, that has been with me since after my brain surgery, I was in TBI rehab, traumatic brain injury rehab for several months, and that's when they assigned me to Angelique because they said, what do you want, what skill do you want to keep? And I said, I want to be able to write. So they assigned me a writing coach, and Angelique and I became besties, but she has gone back to a full-time position, work after 2020. In addition to her coaching and consulting business, she had to go back to work. And so I don't know if she's going to be able to do this, but she has a PhD in English literature, and is her company was Right for Healing, and she did global coaching especially for traumatic brain injuries and veterans with PTSD and brain injuries and everything, and but she can only do that part-time now. So for my next book, that the one that I'm working on now, we don't know if Angelique's going to be available. So we had both. I know Jana just panicked. She didn't know. Did you not know that?
No.
Oopsies. Hey Jana,
Things happen live on FNL.
Hey Jana. Oops.
I think that happened last week too.
Oh, really?
You told me something that.
Oops. Oopsies.
I learned it all on FNL.
Yeah. So anyway,
Y'all learn it at the same time I learned it.
yeah. Sorry, but yeah. So we don't know. Anyway, that was long-winded, but that was a fun question because I want to see what. Beehive Buzz says she's a fellow self-publisher. What are you? If you're on Amazon, Beehive Buzz, how do we find your books? The person that was editing for her can't do her next book, so she was just curious. Hard to find good editors these days. It is, and as you all know, Robert Witham has always done my publishing for me, and of course he and my good friend Melanie got married, and they are part-time now and kind of domiciling and settling down, and he also got another job, and so I don't even know if I'm gonna what I'm gonna do for publishing. I'm continuing to write, thinking that I am going to be able to publish this next book. We'll see how it goes. Spittin' cotton. Yes, I was. And fact checks in Lulu. Thank you. I'm going to get another drink before I spit more cotton. Oh, that water is so good. Oh, Grace, thank you. That is so sweet. Thank you very much. And Gorilla Tape. I might as well have said Gorilla Tape Dewdrop in. It was so ridiculous. New York Pizza. Ooh, yum. New York is which one of my books is set in New York? There you go. That's a side contest for you. First person to answer gets something from me in the mail. Jenna's like, I'm not prepared for that. What are you doing? Yeah, first person to tell me. So Bev says she's having New York pizza tonight. What is the correct name of my book that is set in New York? Every day is a new day. She's like, dang it.
I gotta get a piece of paper, son.
Sarah says they enjoyed their mission to find the video link for the film quote you wanted to reference in your book. That was such fun.
And I'm trying to think.
And I've not watched that movie yet because I want Jana to watch it with me, and she doesn't really enjoy watching movies. And but I like, I don't know what, once a week I'm like, do you want to watch a movie? She gets tired of me asking. Oh, Beehive Buzz, that's so sweet. She says she has found mistakes in the big publishers' books. And everybody, when we're doing contests, you need to be sure that you refresh so that you are current. Did I write it all before my TBI? That is a question I'm going to jump ahead and answer because it's kind of connected with the writing. And I have shared this before, and I'll make it short and sweet. But I did not write. I had always wanted to be a writer. I wrote in elementary, junior high, and high school. I was a prolific writer. Every time we would move, my mother would cuss because there were boxes and boxes of journals and books and papers and everything that I had written, and I had dreams of being a writer. That's all I wanted to do. And then in high school, one of my English teachers made fun of something I wrote and read it out loud to the class, making fun of it. And the class laughed, and I never wrote again. And then when I had my brain injury and had another chance at life, and they asked me, what skill do you want to keep? I realized that I had a narrow call on losing my life and not ever living that dream. And so I said the skill I want to keep is to be able to write. And Angelique helped me crank out Kaleidoscope 9, which is 9 short stories. And I mean short stories, but my head was still wrapped. I only had one eye I could see through. We only got to meet once a week by conference call, and here it is. Thank you, Jana. We only got to, I had forgotten about these days. We only got to meet once a week by conference. It was a video call, and it's not like today where you have Zoom and all of that. It was on a monitor at the nurse's station, and the nurse was there, and they had me hooked up to monitor stuff to make sure I was okay while we were doing all this, and so this. It still cracks me up. This is 9 short stories. I think the first one's like 3 pages long, but it's my treasure because it was written while I was in TBI rehab, or at least started. We actually didn't compile it and get it published till after I got out of TBI rehab, and timelines are really hard for me, but I think it was like a year and a half. Yeah, comparison to my first KOKO trilogy book. This is one book, and this is nine stories, and this is one. So, but this one's mighty. This is powerful and mighty because I began realizing my dream of writing again, and not only that, after my brain injury on top of that. So anyway, Melanie, I'm sorry, that was also a long-winded question. So I'm fixing to answer Sarah and Tan's question next. Yes, TD Hawk had a wonderful neuropsychologist. I was blessed by so many wonderful. I've actually my neurosurgeon that did the actual surgery. He sold his practice, and then that guy retired, and I ended up with a third one, and that is how being a nomad saved my life starts. So I'm not going to talk about that guy, but so many wonderful, wonderful people. Living sensibly today. You take care. Thank you, Beehive Buzz. Yes, it was so wrong, and I know that now, but back then it was just I never even picked up a pen. Nothing. No way. A TBI. Oh yeah, I get that. Let's see. What book was set in New York? Yeah, that's the question. Midnight Run. That's funny. That's why they're called short stories. Yeah, Kathy. Nobody knows. I'm sure you do, and you're welcome to say, Kathy, if you want to, sweetheart. But so the other question was from Tan and Sarah on Facebook. Let's answer that. Yeah, I love the question and answer nights. I try not to do them too often so that you guys can. Kathy says she's not answering, but what if I want to mail you something? Anyway, no, Megan, no, not the pigeon story. Good try, you guys. Not the pigeon story. I'm starting to stutter. Jana is looking it up. Okay, so this is from Sarah and Tan, specifically Sarah Jane on Facebook, from the UK, and she asked both of us, and so I'm going to answer and then let Jana answer, what landscapes it says for you and Frugal. I'm just saying, she's giving me stink eye. What landscapes do you find yourself drawn to? Oh, and y'all have to get the exact title of the book, sorry, for the contest. What landscapes do you find yourself drawn to visiting or most enjoy? Tan and Sarah tend to be drawn to visiting the coast most of all. So what am I drawn to? Mountains. You put me, I'm going to tell y'all in a minute about, we went to a canyon this morning, but you put me on a vista where I can forever, and if I can stand on the edge of a cliff and look at a canyon, I am so freaking happy. So anyway, for me, mountains. Jana, Frugal RV gal?
I was gonna say desert because I love quartzite in Arizona so much, but I think why I like it is because of the mountains, and I love coming to New Mexico for the mountains.
For the mountains.
I was gonna say like forest, but Flagstaff run me on the forest stuff. Look at my hair.
My hair! And right as you're answering Sarah and Tan's question.
But you know what?
Look
what I did.
She just cut it today.
Yeah, so yesterday.
Yesterday, I'm sorry.
So it's a little.
Yeah. So Sarah and Tan, there you go.
Yeah.
So we did not know that for each other, for each other it's both mountains. Hers is the vista of the mountains, and mine is the height. And hers is seeing the mountains themselves. Mine is being on the mountain and looking out. So a little different, but yeah, mountains. And the forest is lovely, beautiful. If you're camping in it, you need solar, you're screwed unless you have, like, I have a 50-foot line, and now I have a Starlink, and I have a 50-foot or a 75-foot line for it. So that can mess you up in a forest. And the dirt. You think the desert is dusty and dirty? Try camping in the freaking forest, and that dust does not come off of anything. It's like gum. Anyway. Let's see. Oh, good, Melanie. That was perfect timing. Okay, let me check on the contest. Hold on. And Kathy, I might just send you something anyway. We'll see. Pigeons in New York seem like a sure thing. I would think so, Melanie, but no, they are actually set in a forest. Oh, TD Hawk, I'm sorry to hear that. The Camper Tales, good one, but you have to have the name of the book exactly. Beehive Buzz. Beth is the first one that answered it, though, no matter what. So, Beth, way to go, way to go, way to go. Camper Tales, it was not one day at a time. It was no matter what. So, Beth, I think I probably have it, but just in case, please use my contact form and send me your mailing address, and I'll send you some little something. I'm not sure what yet. Hey, Pearl Pugh, good to see you, darling. Let's see. Mary Edwards, good guess. It is the second book in the KOKO series, not the third, but a good guess. Wait, one day at a time. She leaves New York in one day at a time, or has she already left New York? I don't know. I just write them. I don't.
Oh, well, now you're gonna. So.
But it's not set in New York. One day it set in, yeah, the third one is not set in New York. The second one, no matter what, is pretty much. What? Oh my God, she's looking at me. Look at this look. Now she won't, see, she won't let y'all see the look.
Well, because I'm thinking how the second one ends and how the first or third one starts.
Yeah, that's what I can't remember. Like I said, I just write them.
Maybe it's all of y'all got it.
Yeah,
right
we'll see. We'll see. I'll check on that. So will you put down maybe a possible put Mary Edwards and put question mark?
And Tiff and.
Oh no, because they did one day to. Oh yeah, that is.
Which would be the third one.
Yeah. So put Tiff, Mary Edwards. Who else said one day at a time?
It's the second or third book.
Yeah. We'll check. We'll check Tiff and Lauren.
Tiff
probably knows.
We shouldn't have a contest.
Kathy probably knows. Oh, that's too funny. But Beth officially gets yeah. Beth, when you use my contact form and email me your mailing address, let me know if you have K9 and Pigeon Story paperbacks. Camper Tales, you don't know what you might need that I have. In fact, I think I have a big surprise for you guys. We'll see. I'm checking with somebody on something. Okay, so what's another, you know what it is. She's always giving me these looks.
I don't know.
Yes,
You're
you
checking
do.
with somebody.
Yeah,
on
you know what it is. It's in that drawer over there.
This drawer?
Third drawer. You can't say what it is.
Well, because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you do.
You have a bunch of cords.
Don't be holding up anything. You picked it up today. Maybe it's in the fourth drawer. But don't be holding up anything.
I don't know what she's talking about. Still don't know what
You picked it up.
Oh, I remember.
There goes the light bulb. Now you know?
Yeah.
And now she knows. Jana's going to be the surprise. Surprise prize. Okay, so there was another question, the 3 and 4, that was on here. One was by,
John.
well, before that was Judith. All right, Judith. Let me scroll back. I can find it. Judith. Judith asked a question. Oh my gosh, I'll find it. Bear with me.
Judith, but you're still on here. Go ahead and type it again. So.
I'll find it. Oh my gosh, you guys have little faith. Maybe I won't. Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe I won't. Judith, I found it. Can you see yourself back in the van size-wise or a bigger Class A? So could I see myself downsizing to a van or going up to a Class A? Yes.
No, I'm reading the comment here.
Oh, but didn't y'all think that answer was funny?
What did you? I missed it.
I went, yes.
Yes. Both?
Yes, because I miss my van. I miss my van. I love my RV. I wouldn't trade Phoenix for anything, and I am so blessed to have her. And being able to stand up and put my arms over my head and do stretches and stuff in the mornings without having to go into the cold outside and cook. And I love my RV. Could I see myself in a Class A? Only if it was a toy hauler, because I can't haul anything. I can't tow anything. But if I could have a small, so I have friends that have a toy hauler, and it's just the garage, a living room, and the bedroom. And the living room is a living room kitchen combination. And so it's very small. I don't even think it's much longer than Phoenix, my current Class C. And if I could do that so that I could have a little roundabout vehicle to go tooting around in, I might do that. Or even a trike, a motorcycle. God, can you imagine if I got to ride a motorcycle again? It would have to be a trike because of my brain injury. But I always said on my motorcycle, if I got to where I couldn't hold a 45, or even, I used to say 90, and then that went away really fast. But if I couldn't hold a 45, and now my balance and issues and everything, I'm not safe on a two-wheel motorcycle, but I would do a trike in a heartbeat. So yeah, I would do a van if I could stand up, and if it had the luxuries of home. I've gotten quite spoiled to having my running water and cabin fever crochet. Hello, in my shower and I mean in my refrigerator and freezer and. Yeah, we'll talk about electric bikes in just a minute, Melanie. I've gotten quite spoiled, and so if I had a van that was small and would accommodate all that, then I wouldn't need a tow vehicle, which I can't tow, so it would have to be in a toy hauler. I would do that. So yeah, I could see myself. So yeah, I'm going to turn the camera on Frugal. So Frugal, can I have an electric bike?
Have I seen you on an electric bike? Yeah, like top speed, no helmet, taking it off in a circle.
It's just a bicycle.
Well, and we know somebody that crashed
a
bicycle on that same loop.
That's true. And broke their arms. So I don't mean to make fun because they are dangerous. But yeah, she's like, you're not. No, all of my friends, anybody that saw me there that day, they're like, you're never getting on another e-bike. Now an e-trike, maybe, but again,
Yeah, trike
a-
would be
an
different, but-
e-trike would be okay. But there again, I'd have to have a place to store it. There certainly is no room in Phoenix, and so it would mean, like Judith was asking, a Class A or something, and it would have to be small. I don't want a rig so big that I can't go on. I'm already limited on what roads I can go on, and my rig's only 23 feet. And so if you get any bigger and there's some campgrounds you can't even get in. And so I don't want to limit myself like that. So now I'm going, oh wait, I missed a funny comment evidently. Judith says I'm here and can't type that fast.
Yeah. Because I was like,
Oh no, Judith, I can't. I can't tow, sweetheart. It wouldn't be safe if my mind didn't work fast enough.
well,
I mean,
Phoenix can't go up.
well,
without
Phoenix can't tow anyway. What'd she do? Getting
25
here,
up-
she went 25 on a couple of
Mountains.
mountains, and they weren't even 6% grades. They were nothing, you know. I mean, so Phoenix can't tow anyway. But even if I got a newer rig and could tow, it's just not safe for me because I can't think that fast sometimes. And so, could I? Before I used to tow. U-Hauls and pull a car or whatever. Towing wasn't an issue before my brain surgery, but I wouldn't risk it now. Let's see. Kathy says she had to take Deborah's birthday gift back. If it was a bike, I want it. I don't care.
Take it back.
Take it back. Take it back, Kathy. Oh. Yeah, Melanie, those buses you can do anything with, but they're too, you can't even get them into some campgrounds. And so, I would never do that. They make, folding, hi, Wanda Hutchins. They make folding e-trikes, but again, you got to have room to store it. Wanda says she just got an e-trike, and best to you on using it and riding it and having a blast. I'm so happy for you, and you'll get there. You just stay after it. All right, what did I miss that was funny? Sarah must have said something funny because somebody said LOL Sarah, and I didn't get, you did, but I didn't. Oh yeah, give me an earth roamer. Give me an earth roamer.
She said the new competition is guess what's in Deborah's third drawer down.
Yes, the new competition.
And I was like, I almost said, no, you don't want to go there.
You don't want to go there. Any of my drawers, you don't want to know what's in them. Dewdrop In is asking if Freebird is still on the road part-time. Yes, I am happy to say that my van, even though I got her stuck on a cattle guard, I got stuck so many times in that van. She's such a beast. I miss her, but she is still on the road part-time. I am backing up to find the first question, and right now I'm having a brain burp and can't even, I think it's John Jay. Mm-hmm. Was it John Jay? I'm backing up to try to find John Jay's first question. John, if you're on here and can type fast enough.
John's first question was,
oh, you got
advice? Well, no.
Oh.
Any advice on how to quit your professional job?
Oh, but it was more than that.
Well,
It was, John, we'll find it. Hold on.
I don't think it was.
You don't think it was?
I mean, basically that.
It was basically that?
And then he asked me for clarification on.
Oh, okay.
Advice on giving up the golden handcuffs of an executive position, the opulence, and do the free life like you started doing some years back. Of course, you may not have had a choice.
I didn't have a choice. So John is asking how to give up, basically, what was the words?
Golden handcuffs.
The golden handcuffs of an executive position. And we'll just go with that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
term.
golden handcuffs of an executive position. Jana can address that. I did not have a choice. I had planned on retiring normal age. I would have been retired probably 3 years ago by my timeline on what I was projecting. And I had already bought my vintage Class B, which was a fat body, and that was Fiona. And redoing her, I had even put a new engine in her. Everything was new mechanic wise, and was about to start on the interior when she caught fire because I was connected to a bad electrical pole at an RV park. And then of course my brain injury and everything, and y'all know that story, and if you don't, go buy the book. But I am not the one to address that, and I'm going to put her on the spot because Jana retired from a high executive position for a major city
YouTube.
in for YouTube, whatever, from a major city. She was the IT director in Texas, and she retired. And just give the basics, Jana, of how you went about that for that last couple of years.
Well, I don't think it was the last couple of years. I think it was a lifetime goal of mine to retire early. So I started really planning to retire early. Of course, in my 20s, when I started to plan to retire early, I didn't know the age that I would finally retire. But John also asked, obviously, he watched the video.
Okay, before you go, before that, at least tell them how you did. You did all your photos. You went through everything. You got rid of stuff.
Yeah, but I think he's more asking how do you get rid of the job.
How do you get? Oh, okay, okay.
Not the
oh,
other.
Gotcha.
And he's referencing a video that I said. Can you also comment, since you once talked about calculating and recalculating before you start this type of life? Can you expand on that, please? Oh, I think, was that the video of the tour of my truck camper when I was in Wyoming and you did that tour? I remember saying it because I was obsessed with my finances in my 20s and 30s. So I could retire in my early 50s. So I was obsessed, and I calculated and recalculated, and I had Quicken, and I kept track of everything. I just, and save, and yeah, I had a good job. I had, like she said, I had a good job. But as I was climbing in my career, I never changed my spending habits. That, I think, was the whole thing. I do have a little ebook on Amazon.
Oh yeah, tell them about it.
Well, it kind of talks about that because I started learning about investing and reading and investing, and I started saving as much as I could. And anytime I got a raise, all through those 30s and 40s and 50s, I socked that money away. I didn't go, oh, I got a raise, let's get a bigger house. Oh, I got a raise, let's get a better truck. Let's get a big, go buy. No, I never changed my lifestyle. Frugal. So, I had travel trailers and I had campers and, but I didn't go, get a huge house and all that kind of stuff. So I invested and I watched my investments. I calculated, looked at, how much money do you have to have if you want to retire at this, and I did. I was pretty obsessed. Did it pay off? Yes. And, I did the coupon, and you can read that little book.
And how do they find that book?
It's on
Frugal?
Amazon, but it's only like a 20
She's gonna put the link up here in a minute.
I can find it. But anyway, my father, he taught me the value of $1, and he drilled it into me, and I kept it and through my 20s, and it was like, that's my dream, is to retire early. And it was very hard to, you know, my house was paid off, everything was paid off. I was debt free for 20 something years plus whatever, and that was, you know, I did the same thing that most 20 year olds do, and they get a credit card and they max it out till you're like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? And I just kept hammering at it, never got in debt again, stayed out of debt. And then, you know, when I had that savings account to where I could pull the trigger, I pulled the trigger on that. What did he call it?
Golden
Golden
handcuffs.
handcuffed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was all, I calculated in my 20s all the way up till the day I decided it's time, and I retired at 54.
Yeah. She retired at 54, debt free. Y'all
Yeah.
look at her dog.
Oh.
Anyway, we'll get that link for you, and if we don't get it up today, we'll put it in the video description, and I'll also share it on social media. And that also, I'd forgotten that before my brain injury and everything, the way that I was going to retire, wasn't retiring at 54, but I was planning on retiring at 60. And I had Excel, and you know, I had the graphs, the pie charts, and anytime my income changed and everything, same thing. That's not true. I did buy a new car every 3 years because I hated, and look at me now. I'm in a vintage Class C that, bless her heart, just needs all the work in the world. But you know, life happens. But I did buy a new car every 3 years, but I traded it in and paid it off, and so I didn't have debt. I kept everything by spreadsheets, kind of like even now we do with my Social Security check. But back then I had a spreadsheet for every debt. I didn't do cable because adding that to the spreadsheet and seeing that add up and stuff like that, because I had that goal of retiring by a certain age, and I knew what I wanted each month, but mine went all out the window. But we'll get her book for you, and I hope that helped.
Well, and I'm sitting here thinking, you know, and I don't talk a lot about this on my channel because my audience, my audience is my age, 65 and older, mostly men. So I don't talk about a lot of finances, which, you know, I wish I'd have started my channel. Well, it wasn't YouTube back when I was 20, but, you know, and the Camper Tales just said that. This is how Lauren lives. And y'all can do this. I'm speaking to y'all right now because you have the time. You have the time to start it now. If you hadn't already started it, do it. You won't regret it.
Yeah, absolutely. The Camper Tales is on the road, working remotely, and instead of the golden handcuffs. And again, you know, I always say, you know, this is, if you read my book, How Being a Nomad Saved My Life, the last chapter, I talk about how this is not a panacea for everybody. And you can't just jump out there without having your ducks in a row, you can do it, but without expecting hardships. And, you know, I think that a lot of people do a lot of damage to a lot of people by saying you can come out here and live on $800 a month. I'm an example of somebody that did it my first few years out here. I had to. I didn't have a choice. Is it easy? Do I recommend it? If you have a different way to do it, no. If you have to do it that way, can it be done? Yes. But there are easier, softer ways. And I highly recommend that you follow the advice of Frugal and others on doing it to where it's not such a brutal lifestyle. I was very fortunate when I got out here to have the mentors and the blessings and the earth angels and the people, because otherwise this would be a brutal life for me, because I don't have the money anymore because of my medical condition and my medical bills that wipe me out. And that is not a fun way to live, you guys. I just happen to be very lucky and blessed. And so pay heed. Listen, listen, listen. If somebody said, yeah. I'm backing up to look at comments, and I will catch up. And hold on, I'll catch up. I just love you guys on Friday Night Live. Thank y'all for being here. Jana has written her book, and we will get that up. And she needs to write more. She needs to paint more. She needs to play more guitar. I just love the creative side of my IT director, Jana. You put the link up. The link is now up, and we'll put it in the video description too. But so for everybody that's watching this later.
Yeah, send it to your kids. And
yeah.
well, somebody said thank you for going. I'll purchase it for my 14-year-old.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, autistic.
Oh, good, Grace. I'm happy for you. And yes, Camper Tales, that is right. Financial abundance and being frugal is very much more appreciative nowadays. Yes. Well, nicely put, Miss Frugal. Thank you, Leticia. I wish we could reach the younger nomads, but my gray hair.
Well, that's my point. That's why I'm doing on my channel. Who am I speaking to? The 65,
Beth says in her
20s that have already retired.
Yeah, Beth says in her 20s she was raising 4 children. Somebody else says in their 20s they were planning their next party.
Yeah.
Yes, Melanie, I was the same way. Everything was I had remember the old ledger books? They were black, thick ledger books with the green ledgers in between, ledger sheets in between. I started my budget back then before there were computers. And then when the computers came out, what was it before Excel? It was Lotus 1, 2, 3. That was my original one. And then
23 diskettes.
23. The IT director says that there were 23 diskettes.
And install that on computers.
Yeah, the IT director says that it was 23 diskettes to install Lotus 1, 2, 3. It was a software suite, though. I don't remember. It was Lotus and some Word. That was just Lotus.
No, Word Perfect.
Yes, Leticia, I agree. And Leticia, do you do Leticia or Leticia? Because I heard it both ways in the Spanish. So I don't know how you would let me know, but I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name. Judith says she was one of those spenders. I get it, Judith. I never was, probably because, and again, if you've read my book, you know how I grew up, and there was no way I was going to blow my money, and I was always financially frugal, but and it just didn't work out for me, even though I did everything right. Yeah. All right, I'm catching up. Oh, good. I love the link to your book. An intentional journey to a simpler life. And I just realized, and in making this commitment, that we are going to have them at my book signings from now on the table. I'm just saying.
It's not a hard copy.
It will be.
It's only on Kindle.
It's only on Kindle at this time. But I want them in hand. Desert Adventures in Arizona. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for being here.
25 pages. It's less than the pigeon story.
That's
less than Kaleidoscope.
It doesn't matter. We're going to have it on our table. Thank you, Kathy. And Kathy, you've been with me for so long and helped me out with so much. And I just want you to know I really appreciate you. Melanie says her background is in accounting. Worked in many ledger books. Word Perfect and Lotus, yes. When I first started my job for the state, they upgraded to Word Perfect. They just upgraded to Word Perfect and Lotus from DOS commands. That tells you how far back my career goes. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Leticia. We're going to have her book out at my venues from now on. Leticia, ¿verdad? Pero también Leticia. I've heard it both ways. So I'm saying Leticia, and I hope that that is how you pronounce yours. Kathy says she'd be scared after my look. There's no telling what look that was.
I know that you were like, it's going to be on.
Oh, no, it is going to be on my table.
Yeah, learn how to work it.
Well, that'd be good practice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that'd be good practice. Yeah, Word Perfect was not so perfect. Oh my gosh. And then everybody got used to it, and then the state upgraded to Word. And you would have thought people were dying. I have never heard so much moaning and whining and crying and groaning in my life. Well, I'm sure you, Miss IT director sitting here next to me, but my staff, I literally, I had to write 3 people. I'll never forget this. I had to write 3 people up because I would call them in. And you know, negativity just breeds negativity. And in my, I'm not going to talk about the position I had, but by the time I retired, I was a legislative liaison, and it was pretty high profile. I could not afford for my staff members to be some of the ones giving anybody any grief over anything. And I had 3 that just thought the world was coming to an end because they were going to have to upgrade to Word. It's like, oh my God, shut up. That's not how I wrote them up, but it's pretty much how I felt at the time. And they quit complaining. But anyway, I just couldn't believe it. Campertel says, mark me down for one of Jana's books and your next one. Thank you. We love you guys so much. Sarah says she had a DOS command and control system when she joined the police force 21 years ago.
Oh
I know. And there were benefits to it. I mean, if you learn, it was quick. If you learned the commands and especially then if you learned back coding, I mean, you could produce stuff really fast, but oh my God, it's like get with the program. Word imperfect. That's good, Suze.
Dating ourselves.
Yeah, dating ourselves. Yeah, probably the camper tails and others on here are going, what the hell are these old people talking about? I tell you, when my career began, y'all remember the little floppies, the hard disk floppies? Oh, no. My career, you remember the big floppies? The term floppy disk came from the big floppies. I don't know why we're talking about this, but anyway, the big floppies. I mean, you could, 8, and I think they were 8 1/4, you know, and you could literally, they were floppy. And that was upscale. Well, before that, it was reel to reel. You had a supercomputer in the room, and everything had to go through it and come to, you know, Commodore. Before Commodore. Oh my God. The big one, the Frisbees. That's right, Kathy. Word Perfect was a PETA. It was. But anyway, that's how far back my career went in dealing with computers. And Jana and I, we've had fun talking about how she had to deal with temperature control in the computer rooms. And back in the day when it was the ribbon reel to reel, the computers were the size of my RV, and the computer rooms would take up a whole floor, and you had to have multiple air conditioners, and you'd even still then open that door and you'd just die because of the heat. And now, I mean, now we got our phones that do more than those things did. Jana actually started a museum in the city on the of the old IT stuff.
Yeah, through my career, I collected all kinds of old IT things.
Be careful who you're calling old.
Old IT things, floppy disk and Palm Pilots. You remember the Palm Pilot? So I supported all the all the directors. Before I was a director, they had Palm Pilots. Look like this. So I started a graveyard in a box. I just started throwing old stuff in there and collecting it. And then I had a mission. I was out. I wanted a display case for my department. So when you come out of the elevator onto my floor, there was a glass display case. And I used to rotate all kinds of different old memorabilia. Look like old Kindles. Our council members would carry those around. It looked like an old big paper meet or Kindle thingy that they'd read their agendas on and stuff. I collected all that, and then I would just rotate it.
Yeah, she started a museum on her floor.
I did.
For her department.
People would come out of the elevator, and they'd just be like, oh my gosh, I remember those. It was so funny.
That's so cool. And then, oh God, and remember the original mobile phones? They were as big as a suitcase. Oh my gosh. Mary Edwards, thank you. We've been on here a long time, but I sure am having fun. Yes, and suitcase phones. Oh, I thought I had made it in my career when they gave me a beeper. You know, it's
How
like...
many people dropped their beeper in the toilet?
Yeah.
I did. I'm like, oh, what do I do? Just flush the toilet and then you can retrieve it. Believe me.
Just believe me. That's how you do it.
Yeah, just flush the toilet a few times. Then
Oh
you can
my
get
God.
it.
Oh, a key punch and rolls of tape. Yep, Lisa. Yep. Mainframe computers. Sue worked with mainframe computers her whole life. Started in 1972.
Wow.
And Sarah had a Sinclair 48K Spectrum.
I had my very first computer.
What did Tiff say? Tiff said something. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
My very first home computer was an Apple IIe. It didn't have any hard drive. It didn't have any floppy drives. I had to buy an external floppy drive to have storage.
Yes.
To load. And it was like in boxes. In the books, they'd give you like this. You know, you don't get manuals anymore. But I mean, there was like 6 or 7 books that...
How to use it.
Apple. How do you use it?
How do you use it? What do you do?
It was crazy.
That's good. That's awesomeness. Oh, I saw something by Lauren and Tiff. What was that? I missed it. Hang on, I'll find it.
Oh, Lauren used floppy disk. It may have been in elementary school, but she used them. Me, however, never used them. She might not have ever seen them.
Yeah, and then there was the small, hard floppy disk, and then there was the big floppy disk.
Well, and then they went to zip drive.
And then, yeah,
my gosh,
good God, those little zip drives about that big. Oh my God. Oh God. Okay, enough of that.
Yeah.
Judith doesn't know what the hell we're talking about, but she's having fun no matter what. Yeah, and the Gen Xers all have beepers as teenagers. 911 call home now. I can't tell you how many teenagers their beepers quit working. And Megan just found their old beepers in a box. Oh, Megan, I love you. Do I have anything else on my title? We need to get off here and let these people go home. Like you're not home.
Y'all need to go home.
The small hard ones are the ones Lauren used.
Members.
Yeah. Before the small hard ones that are about like that, there were the big floppy ones. Okay.
You had 8-inch and then 5 1/4 and then...
That's on my title?
No.
Oh.
I'm talking about floppies. And then it went to the 3
yes. Big.
YouTube members.
I do drop in. No, even bigger than 5 1/4, Beth.
Yeah, they were 8s.
They were 8s.
YouTube members.
YouTube members. Oh, okay. Well, it's probably too late for this. Everybody's left.
Now you got 48 people.
Well, thank y'all for staying on here. So I'm thinking about starting YouTube members. Now for my KOKO Fam patrons that are on here, it won't be anything that they won't get anything that you guys don't already get. And I will run it by my KOKO Fam patrons. I've got to draft the post. My KOKO Fam patrons get to vote on it. But I'm thinking about doing YouTube membership for some of the things I'm thinking about is notification of early release of books, early release on videos. Frugal and I made up a whole list. Post for members only, and it's that might be some duplications with patrons, but patrons won't miss out. No patron is going to have to jump over and be a YouTube member to get anything, is what I'm trying to say. And but there are so many people in my YouTube audience that don't want to sign up on Patreon, but that that might want sneak peeks, private only post, and I'm also thinking about doing a monthly chat, and then there's other things that YouTube gives members that I wouldn't have anything to do with, badges and icons and stuff like that YouTube provides, and I would keep it very low down and cheap, but there's additional perks like Jenna is saying, and anyway, so I just kind of wanted, are any of y'all members of other channels? Is that something that it seems to be something that everybody is asking for, and I'm like, well, I don't want I don't want people feeling like I'm behind the times. Speaking about 8-inch floppy disk, I don't want to be stuck in a word perfect world when the world is moving on and everybody is providing member perks on YouTube, and I'm not, and it feels like I'm not honoring people with modern times, and so I was just wondering if there's anybody on here that would weigh in on that. I saw Camper Tales say that they think it's a good idea. Sarah says fax us the details.
We'll get right on that.
We'll get right on that. I remember when the faxes came out, we would all stand around the machine and could not understand how all of that went through a phone. Melanie says she's seen the buttons. And there's no, it doesn't cost, there's no internet. It wouldn't cost extra internet, Megan. So I'm not, you can do it from your phone. So I'm not, I don't think that I'm explaining it right, maybe. Desert Adventures said members are shown in the live chat. That is true. And there's just a YouTube provides
I have a members.
You have members. Frugal RV Gal.
I have 2 members.
She has two. She kind of put it up just as a test, but she has 2 members, and some people just sign up for what YouTube provides members. You do it from your phone. It's not anyway. I'm just thinking about doing it. I just don't want people feeling like they're missing out. And yeah, Melanie, she has it on there. I think you have like a cactus is one of your badges they can select, or just different fun things. I can't move this around very easily because Sammy laid down on my tripod, but y'all hold on. Okay, I'm sorry, Sammy, hold on. Okay, there.
Well, and I just started members not too long ago, and I have 2 members, and you know who you are. And you can't, even if you want to show who are members on your channel, you have to at least have 8 people, and then when people come to your channel, it shows their little icons of who are members, and so that's kind of cool too, because
that's a YouTube thing.
Yes,
YouTube does.
You can select it, and you can not select it, but until you get 8, you can't do it. But they get extra things, and Debra can set up her members however she wants to get different posts, or and there's that. One. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Go.
There's, the channel can make different perks, different type tiers or whatever, but you can get behind the scenes videos, different early release, just kind of different things like that. And I've been trying it to see, and Deborah's, we're talking about it, so there you go.
Well, and I have people that are asking, are you going to do YouTube memberships? And they're mainly interested in what YouTube offers, because that seems to be, not that my free videos, none of this that we're doing, it's not going to change any of that. I don't care what YouTube does. I'm not getting on any kind of member-only type forum. I don't believe in that. but it seems like people are feeling like they're missing out because what do presenters get out of it? You can do it. There is a fee, but I think it's like you can do it for as little as 99 cents. I think.
The creator can create the
and
different tiers.
yeah, Melanie, if you mean by presenters, you mean creators. YouTube doesn't reward us; they reward the members, and so I'm not sure yet. YouTube takes 30%, not a small percent. YouTube takes 30% of everything. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter whether it is a super chat or a thank you tip or membership. YouTube takes 30%. Patreon takes 3 to 5%, I think, or 5 to 8 max, similar to PayPal, but YouTube is a whopping 30%. Now, having said that, I don't care because as long as it doesn't cost you extra, I don't care because the reason that I make Patreon available for $1 a month is because I want people to be able to get the content. And if I get what would that be, 70 cents? That's 70 cents I didn't have. So it doesn't matter to me about that. But YouTube just seems to be really catering to members. Anyway, let's see, Melanie, I think you need to refresh. I have a lot of thumbs up. Everybody was really, really nice tonight. So y'all aren't giving me much feedback on whether y'all have wanted membership or not. It's just something I'm researching. I just don't want my viewers feeling like this channel is in the word perfect days when it needs to be in, catching up on streaming. I just don't want to get behind the times, and I don't want my wonderful viewers feeling like they're missing out on something. So we'll see. It will cost me extra time. So it's more task, but I'm not going to do high cost tiers. So I'm not doing it for the money, and I don't want anybody thinking that. I just thought I might get some feedback if you guys were willing to share what your thoughts have been and whether you're members on any other channel. Oh, good. Thank you, Melanie. That's okay. That's awesome. I appreciate you thinking of me. All right. And do I have anything else?
Bookplates.
Bookplates. Oh, that's what I wanted to do tonight. Okay.
Nothing else she wanted to do tonight but bookplates.
No, I meant that's what I was looking forward to. It's in the fourth drawer there on the right. The fourth drawer on the right. Okay, I'm going to show them. It's in the fourth drawer on the right. There. Here we go. Desert Adventures in Arizona. We'll check it out. No, I don't have them open yet. So I just ordered and created, and had printed book plates. It says signed by the author, DebraDickinson.com. And I signed this, and there's even enough room to put like maybe to Sarah, and then I signed my name. And this is pretty standard in the publishing industry for people that can't make it to a book signing event, but they want their book to be signed by the author. And these are called book plates. I just had a 10-year-old that read a pigeon story. Her grandmother had bought it, and then she read it, and she emailed me through my contact form on my website and said, I loved A Pigeon Story. I learned so much from that. And I asked her if the book that her grandmother bought was signed, and she said no. And so I'm sending her a book plate. And I know somebody needs to figure out how an author can autograph an ebook. I wouldn't doubt whether they don't come up with it. So I normally have these. I have these available now, and I normally Kathy, my goodness. This was a night of fun with friends. Thank you to the both of you. Go have a good lunch.
Oh.
You're so sweet. Kathy, and you've been with me for... Bandit's asking for permission to...
Come
Oh,
on.
he's stuck.
Oh.
Oh,
Hang
okay,
on,
now,
let me-
you're so sweet, and you've been with me for such a long time. Thank you. Okay, so thank you. So here is the deal with the book plates. I normally sell them, or I just got them in, but I'm going to be asking people to give me $5 to cover the printing and the mailing. USPS just keeps going up on their their cost. But tonight, if you want a book plate, you have how many? I know you want to turn it over. If you want a book plate for any of your books, you need to tell me right now. There's only 42 of you on here, and you can't do this afterwards. You can't do this once the live stream ends. You have to pay me. She's about to kill me because I didn't tell her I was doing this ahead of time. You have to pay me after this $5. But this is just for the book plates tonight. If you have any books on the chat, not on the replay, no comments on the replay, no email, no nothing. Right now in the live chats, if you want a book plate for a book of mine that isn't signed, so that you can put it on the book on the signature page, and have a signed book, let me know in the live chats. I'll sit here for a little bit more. I'm sorry that I waited so long to do this. We got carried away talking about 8-inch floppy disk. That's what she said. But if you, nobody wants them anyway. If you have a book of mine that isn't signed, are you growling at Mama Jana? Have you lost your mind? You don't growl at Mama Jana. If you want a book plate, let me know now. Hi, Desert Deb. Good to see you. Nobody wants a book plate, and that's okay. You don't have to want one. You don't have to have one. But if you want a book plate assigned so that your book is a signed author copy, I'm happy. Wanda Hutchins. Okay. You got the cookbook. Okay. Good deal. So Wanda Hutchins, if you need to send me your mailing address. You can do that through my website, and I will get this off to you. I will sign one to you, and I can put on there to Wanda and sign it if you want me to, for you to put on your cookbook. So there's one book plate. And I will wait, I don't know, maybe another minute or 30 seconds and see if anybody, Suzette Large says her books are already signed. Thank you for at least letting me know you guys are still there. And I just wanted to offer this because I just got them in, and I won't always mail them for free. I'll need to cover my printing cost and the USPS cost. And $5 may be too much. These were pretty expensive to print, but I don't know, Beth, if you're misunderstanding or not. So Kathy, I think I sent you have signed books, but Kathy Decree, you want one for your cookbook. Camper Tales, y'all are so sweet. Anybody else have an unsigned book from me that you want a basically it's a sticker, and it serves in the publishing world. Book plates are considered to make the book an official signed book. It has to be a book plate that I published and that has my signature on it. So I'm sending out. Beth says she wants one, and so there's 3. So, Kathy, I have your address. Beth, I may have yours, but go ahead. Good. Wanda, you're welcome. Wanda and Beth, be sure you contact me on my website and give me your mailing address, and I'll get these off to you. Can't tell you two hang around together. What?
Can't tell. You two hanging around together?
Yeah, Lisa said that. Thank you, Beth. I'm sure I have it, but I'd feel better if you send it again so I don't get it wrong, because you know me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Once is only once.
Yeah, this
Twice is only once.
is...
3 times is only once.
What? Oh my God. I have no idea what's going on right now. Oh, Leticia, my goodness. You guys, y'all are just so sweet and so good to me. She says thank you to the both of you. Oh, it covered up. It says let's celebrate. I don't know how to do that. It won't let me. It's not letting me celebrate. It says let's celebrate, and then it's not letting me.
I was able to click a like button. Oh, yeah.
Where is it?
I've seen that before.
Oh, there it is. Go have a, and YouTube is covering it up for some reason. I can't read what she says. Can you?
No.
But thank you, Leticia. Thank you very much. All right, so I've got 3 book plates that I'm sending out. They will be available. I'm trying to figure out where I can put them to where people can order them, but they are available. Yeah, we'll figure that out. But they from here on out they'll probably be $5. But those 3 tonight are going out free to you guys. Thank you for being on the FNL.
Post office.
When we find a post office, you guys, travel has been crazy, and we have not run I know that sounds nuts, but when you're up in the mountains, you just don't. Oh, that was one thing I was going to tell you, but we're already been on here too long. But Jana and I went on a hike today, about a mile, and not that long, not that far. And we stood at about midway down a canyon, and the river was down below. And you guys, I'm so pissed. There are wild horses in this area, and a wild horse came running through. Somebody had roped it, and it had broken the rope, and so it's running. It's got a tight rope around its neck and hauling a 20-lead rope.
See that on my video.
Yeah, Jana got. I didn't have my phone with me. I forgot it here at the rig. Jana got
3 weeks.
Jana says you'll see it on her channel at some point. But she got a clip of that. But we're gonna go hike that canyon tomorrow. It'll take us about 4 hours. But we're talking about going to do that tomorrow, and so we hopefully can find the herd, because he was clearly had gotten away from whatever asshole had roped him and was running that canyon to try to find his herd. It just made me so mad. But anyway, don't know why I'm closing on something. I know, Wanda. Me too. I want to thank again you guys, Kathy and Leticia, for the super chat tips. I thank you so much, and thank you everybody for always being here on the FNL with us. It just really makes our week, and we look forward to it so much. And Lauren and Tiff, love you guys. Love everybody. Thank you, and thank you for the well wishes to my cousin Mike. And we'll see you down the road, everybody. Keep on keeping on. Y'all have a great weekend too. Good night.